What's up, everybody? It's your man JFilt, and I want to thank you for signing up for this course, this free course, Back to Basics, Learning Piano within 30 minutes. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I've seen a lot of different piano instructionals, and to be quite frank and honest, they're boring. Man, it's like no one wants to learn it because they make it boring. Well, in this course, you're gonna learn what you need to know. And I'm gonna get right to the point. There's no paperwork you need. You just watch the videos and you're gonna learn. What are you gonna learn? You're gonna learn your notes on the piano. You're gonna learn the differences between half steps and whole steps and different keys. You're gonna learn how to play chords. You're gonna know how to figure out progressions, how to put different progressions together, things like that. You're gonna learn the things you need to learn to play songs, because that's what we want to do. We want to play songs. You're going to learn about scales, which is how you form melodies and bass lines. You know, these are things you need to learn so you can go to that next level. Now, who is this course for? It's for beginners. It's also for adults who've never played the piano but wanted to always learn, and also for those who want to learn a little theory. You might know some stuff, but you forgot. Maybe you took lessons years ago and now you want to refresh your memory. This course is for you. To be honest, it's really for anybody that wants to learn piano. If you never played before but you always wanted to learn, no matter how old you are, if you make beats, you don't want to keep sampling all the time, you want to create original music, this course is for you. So, like I always say on YouTube, let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Now we're going to talk about, in this first lesson, the notes. Now, if you see, you have black keys and you have white keys, and there's a pattern that repeats itself, okay? So altogether, there are really 12 notes you need to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? And then it repeats. Okay, so let's talk about the white keys first. The way to memorize the white keys is to use the black keys as a hint. You see how you have a set of 2 and then a set of 3, set of 2, set of 3. I like to consider these twins and triplets. Twins, triplets. Every time you see a set of twins or 2 black notes, the one in front of it is called C. So here's a C, here's a C, here's a C, here's a C, here's a C. Okay, so once you have that, you can figure out the rest of the notes, the rest of the white notes. Okay, so use your alphabet, and you're going to go up to G, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You notice how I skipped around because the alphabet really starts on A, but to memorize it, start with C. C, D, E, F, G. Start from the top of the alphabet. A, B. Then back to C. Okay? Excuse me, there's a piece of hair on my keyboard. Sorry. All right, anyway, so you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So those are the white keys. Now on to the black keys. There's 2 terms you need to know. Flat and sharp. Okay? Flat and sharp. Flat means you're going to go over to the left. Sharp means you go over to the right. So whatever key that I start with, let's say it's a white key and I want to figure out what this key is right here. Let's say I'm right here. A. Going down will be A flat. So this black key is called A flat, but it also has another name. Because if I start here, which is G, and I go up or to the right, it becomes G sharp. Okay? So another example, this black key right here. If I start here, which is B, and I go to the left or down, this becomes B flat. But if I start here, which is A, and go over to the right, this becomes A sharp. So over to the right, it becomes a sharp. Whatever the white key is, it becomes a sharp. If I go over to the left, it becomes a flat. All right? So there's your notes. Use the hints and memorize them as best as you can. All right? What's up, everybody, and welcome to lesson 2. We're going to talk about half steps versus whole steps. Now, some people call these tones and semitones. So let me explain real quick. Let's start from the key of F. From here to here is called a whole step. You're going up 2 keys. 1, 2. Okay? So that would be a whole step up. From here to here will be called a half step. Okay? So a whole step equals 2 notes. A half step equals 1 note. Either direction, it doesn't matter. So if I was at the key of A, and I wanted to go a half step down, it would be here, A flat. If I wanted to go a whole step up from the key of A, it would be 1, 2, B. Okay? Some people call half steps semitones or whole tones for a whole step. Okay? So I call them half steps and whole steps. So pay attention to that because we're going to get more into that later on in the lessons. Half step, whole step. What's up, everybody, and welcome to lesson 3. We're going to be talking about intervals. Now, intervals is basically the distance between each key or note, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you have several distances. And let's start with, for example, for the purpose of this lesson, we're going to be in the key of C sharp. Okay? Okay. So, let's say if I wanted to measure the distance of, let's say, 3 notes apart, that would be starting from 1, 2, 3. It would be this. This interval would be called a minor third. I counted up 3 notes. If I'm starting here, I count 1, 2, 3. Let's consider this C sharp the root note. I never count, or you could say the home note, the home key or root note, whatever you want to call it. I call it the root note. Okay? So whatever key I'm in, let's say we're in C sharp, and this is my root key, and I want to measure a minor third. It would be root 1, 2, 3. Okay? That would be called a minor third interval. Let's say 4 keys. It would be this. That would be called a major third interval, because that's 4 keys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be a perfect fourth. 6 keys. That would be called a tritone. Alright? 7 keys. A perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? 8. This would be called a minor sixth. 9 keys would be a major sixth. 10 keys, a minor seventh. 11 keys, a major seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nice dissonant sound right there. And then finally, 12 keys, an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here's another octave. Let's switch keys. Let's say we are here, key of F. An octave will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. What's up, everybody, and congratulations, you made it to lesson 4. In my opinion, one of the most important lessons. We're going to talk about scales. So we're going to stick with this key, the key of C sharp. If you noticed at the beginning of lesson 3, I did a scale, and it actually was this. I started with that, and that's actually a C sharp major scale. And the reason why it's called a C sharp major scale is because this is C sharp or D flat, whichever one you want to call it, okay? So each scale has a formula, and I'm going to give you the formula starting with the major scale, and you can use this for any key. It does not matter. So for a major scale, we're going to call this the root or R, okay? Once again, we're in a key of C sharp. So the formula for a C sharp major scale or a major scale period would be this: root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Now whole, W, that stands for whole step. We talked about that in lesson 2, the difference between a half step and a whole step. So W will be whole step, H will be half step. Start with the root, R, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Go back to lesson 2 if you're confused about the difference between a whole step and a half step. Okay, so it does not matter what key you're in. The formula works. Whatever key you're in. Let's go to the key of E. I want to do an E major scale. So it would be root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay? What's up, everybody? Welcome to lesson 5. Now we're going to talk about minor scales. And we're going to stick with the key of C sharp, and I'm going to give you a secret. 2 secrets, actually. The first one is, when you're building a natural minor, we're going to talk about a natural minor, by the way, natural minor scales. The natural minor scale is actually the exact same scale as a major, just starting at a different key. I'm going to show you what I mean. Here's C sharp major. So each major scale has a corresponding natural minor scale. In this case, the corresponding natural minor scale to C sharp would be B flat. Watch this. Sounds totally different, right? That's a natural minor scale. In this case, B flat. But the secret is, it's C sharp major. I'm playing all the same notes, but I'm starting at a different note. I'm starting here. Okay, so the second secret is, how do you figure that out? For each major scale, all you have to do is go down, you count 3 half steps. Okay, so we're starting here, count down 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. Once you get to that note, that's going to be your corresponding natural minor. So here's the formula. It's a little different, but here it is. If you want to figure it out this way: root, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Did y'all get that? Root, which would be B flat, whole step up, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Now let's do a whole different key. Say we're in the key of E, right? And we want to figure out a natural minor. So let's take it down. 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. Root, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. And there it is. C sharp, natural minor. E major. All the same notes. Did y'all see that? So you might ask this question. Phil, what if I want to start on the minor? I don't want to figure it out through a major. I just want to pick a random key and say, let's call it a minor, a natural minor. Okay, let's pick a random key. Let's say E flat. How do I figure out that this is a minor, natural minor? Use the formula. Root, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Try it out. Works for any key. What's up, everybody? In this lesson, welcome to number 6. Lesson number 6. We're going to talk about the number system. And I want to go back for a second to lesson number 3, where we talked about intervals. You may be a little confused about some of the names that were talked about, such as minor third, major third, perfect fourth, minor seventh. What are all these numbers? Seventh, fifth, sixth. What is that? Well, these numbers correspond to the number of the major scale. Okay? So each major scale, you have numbers. You look at it as a number system, and here it is. Let's take it in the key of C. Everyone knows C, right? Major scale, right? C. If you think about it and count the numbers, you can go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So each of those numbers means something. So those numbers are going to be very important for you to think about when you're forming chords and things of that nature. Let's take it to another key. Let's go to the key of F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you could even go past 8. You can go up to 13. Let's start from F again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? What's up, everybody? Welcome to lesson 7, major and minor chords. So we're going to stick with the same key from the last lesson, key of F. And like I said, it's very important to memorize the major scales for all your keys, okay? Because it's going to make using the number system very easy. And we're going to use the number system right now to build first a major and then a minor chord. So let's start with the major. So we're in the key of F. Let's count one more time. Major scale for the key of F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, to create a major chord, the formula is 1, 3, 5. Did y'all get that? 1, 3, 5. What is 1, 3, 5? Now, remember, I just counted the numbers using a number system in the major scale. So I'm going to use the first, third, and the fifth note of that major scale. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just using 1, 3, 5. That's how you create a major chord. Triad chord. Three notes. Okay? Now let's create a minor chord. Same key. Very easy to create a minor chord. All you do is take that third note and bring it a half step down. Okay? So that third note would be Here, we're bringing it 1/2 step down, which will go here. So now you have, y'all got that? Minor. Let's go to another key. Let's go to the key of A. All right? Got the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take 1, 3, and 5. 1, 2, 3. Right? Major chord. Now let's take it into a minor chord. All you do is take that third note, bring it down 1/2 step. So it would be, see that? 1, 2, 3. Minor chord. Works for all keys. Simple, right? What's up, everybody? Moving right along. We are on lesson 8, and we're going to talk about diminished and augmented chords. Now, we're getting to the fun part, guys. We're going to stay in the key of F for these purposes. Should I do here or here? Let's stay here. More richer sounding right here. The formula for diminish would be simply this. Okay, let's say we have the major, right? Major, F major. So all you're going to do is you're going to lower the third and lower the fifth 1/2 step. So the third is here, right? The fifth is here. You're going to lower each of those 1/2 step. So you hear that? So to figure it out is you take a major chord, bring down the third and the fifth 1/2 step down. And that is an example of an F diminished chord, okay? Sounds very like, it gives a lot of tension sounding, very tension. you know, something like that. Let's take it to another key. Let's say we're in D. And let's create a D diminished chord. So you take the third and the fifth once again and bring them down 1/2 step. So it would be, okay? So you're going to bring this down 1/2 step, bring that down 1/2 step. Right? Okay, next chord, augmented. Let's go back to the key of F. All you do to create a augmented chord is to raise the fifth note up 1/2 step. So it would be, when you raise it up, you go to the right 1/2 step. Hear that? So easy way to figure it out is start with a major, bring that fifth note up 1/2 step. Now you have an F augmented. Okay, let's go back to D again. Change this D major to a D augmented. You hear that? Very simple. And the augmented chords sound very magical to me. Those are like magical chords. I'm going to give you an example. I would just go up 1/2 steps and watch what does this sound like to you? Right? Like magical. Woo! Try using those chords, and if you have these 4 chords, you will be able to play a lot of songs. What's up, everybody, and welcome to lesson 9, and we're going to talk about inversions. Now, basically, inversions is just another way of saying you're substituting a note of a chord to a different position. And let me show you. Let's go back to our infamous F major chord. I can invert this chord by bringing the lowest note, which would be F, up here. So it's the top note. That would be F major, first inversion. So I'm going from here to here. Notice the only note that changed was this F. Now I can do it again, except now the bottom note, I want this to change into the top note. This would be A. A is the bottom note, so I want it to be the top note. This would be second inversion. F, second inversion. First inversion, second inversion. So all you're doing is taking the bottom note and changing it to the top note. Let's go to a different chord. Let's say we wanted to do C minor. Right? Now let's take the bottom note to the top note. This would be a C minor first inversion. Now let's invert it again. So the bottom note is E flat. We want this to be the top note. So it would be C minor second inversion. First inversion, second inversion. So that opens up a lot of opportunities to have more chords. Try it out. What's up, everybody, and welcome to lesson number 10, our final lesson. And we're going to talk about chord progressions. Now, chord progressions is basically a set or group of chords. And chord progressions is how you come up with songs. Okay, just a set of chords. And it could be anything. It does not matter. There's no rules. Any chord can go to any chord you want to. It's just about your imagination. Endless boundaries. But I'm going to give you an example using major and minor chords and inversions. Okay? Let's take the chord A minor. And let's make that into a second inversion, which will be up here. Now, let's use an F major chord and make that a second inversion. Here's the F major. Let's make that into a second inversion, which would be up here. Right? Pay attention to lesson 9 if this is just slipping right past you. All right? Now let's use a C major chord. Right? And one more chord. Let's say a G major chord. Okay, now let's put all those chords together. Okay, one added thing that I have not talked about is adding a bass. And a simple way to add bass is you can do the same thing with your left hand as your right hand is doing. And usually the lowest note on your left hand can be considered the bass. So let's try this again. Does that sound familiar to anybody? There's a ton of songs with that progression. But I'm thinking right now of the song by Common and John Legend called Glory. And you can always switch the bass however you want to and use the note, any note from your right hand as a bass. For example, this key here, C major, has the note E in it. So I can use E down here as a bass and play an octave. Remember what an octave is from one of the earlier lessons? Okay? So, a matter of fact, yes, let's use all octaves in my left hand and then in my right hand the chords. All right, let's try it. And so forth and so on. Possibilities are endless. Have fun, tons of chords, tons of progressions. You can make them up as you go. It does not matter. There's no rules. Thanks for watching. Peace. What's up, everybody? I want to congratulate you for making it to the end of this course. Great job. Now, what is the next step? You have to practice and keep going. And if you want to go to even another level and you want to learn how to play some hip hop songs, and I'm talking about those classic hip hop songs, be sure to check out how to play 25 classic hip hop songs course. Be sure to sign up, and I promise you will learn. You will learn.